Mark P. Otten back with you. Okay, a one-way independent samples ANOVA in R coming right up. First of all, I'm showing you the data that I have imported from SPSS. In SPSS, I have labeled the groups here, 1, 2, and 3 in the variable view section. You could label them here as well in R. I've chosen not to do that, just to keep things simple. And so we have our independent variable, which is group with 3 levels in that first column, unlabeled, but that's okay. And then the second column is your dependent measure, which in this case is a fear of fat scale score. And so that's what the data looks like when you import it. And then based on that, I have written up this code. Well, I haven't written it. I have copied and pasted it and adapted it to our current situation. And so I will take you through it briefly before I hit the run button and we see the results pop up. The first line is a declaration of, first of all, the name of the data set, which like if you've watched my videos on t-tests and chi-squares, I'm not good at creating short file names for these data sets. Anyway, it's X1 IV independent ANOVA, X1 IV in-depth ANOVA to be precise. $ group. So what we're doing there is we're declaring the name of our data set and we are declaring the name of our group variable as the independent. So this first line is saying group is the independent variable. So you specify whichever variable in yours in your example is the IV, and you put that in place of group there in the first line. Then you have the arrow that points to the left, and then you have as.factor and the same thing. So it's a repeat of what you put on the left there inside the parentheses. Again, declaring your independent variable, in this case as group. And also what this does is it declares it as a categorical variable. So now R is looking for not only the independent variable as group, but the independent variable as a categorical thing. And in this case, that was important because it's 1, 2, and 3 in our labels. If we hadn't included this first line, R might have gotten confused and thought that that independent variable was continuous, which it is not. So that's the real value of that first line. Second line here, I've just called my ANOVA anything I want. So I called it Otten. You can name it after yourself if you'd like, or your favorite celebrity. Anyway, Otten is the name of my model. It's a good choice, right? Anyway, the left pointing arrow is there again. AOV is R's way of saying this is going to be an ANOVA. So AOV parentheses. Here you want to make sure that your DV is on the left and your IV is on the right. So looking at this particular section here. So in this case, our dependent variable is the fear of fat measure. The independent variable, like I said earlier, is group. And then there's a tilde. That's a capital. Well, if you're looking at your keyboard, you see the number 1, and then you go 1 space to the left or 1 key to the left, and it's like a backwards apostrophe. And then if you go capital, it becomes the squiggly line, which in this case is here, and called a tilde, I believe. Anyway, that's where that comes from. DV tilde IV, and you'll be okay in this case. Comma, once again, you declare the data set that you're looking at or using here, and then the bottom line is just summary parentheses, whatever you called your model in the previous line. Okay, got all that? Here we go. So if you run it, you're going to get a screen down here that's going to give you your key variables. So you got your F value 7.17 there, your P value 0.0257. So we're rejecting our null hypothesis. We are concluding that group membership does, in fact, influence your fear of fat score. So there's other things, obviously, you can do with ANOVA. You can create graphs. You can get an effect size. I'm not requiring any of that. At least I don't think I am for my class. So This is all you need for now, and I hope you enjoyed that.